Welcome to my views and news. Saturday's second video for you. Main news story is from Tigray. Tigray regional government 30 minutes ago released a statement which is a charge sheet against Eritrea, against Eritrean government, Eritrean military, Eritrean president Isaias Afwerki. Tigray wants action from international community, from UN, US, EU, African Union. We know that. Secondly, we'll have a look at upcoming Africa Leaders Summit due to be held in Washington, US, where reportedly PM Abiy will be attending the summit to. US has extended an invitation to Ethiopian PM Abiy. Firstly, viewers, we have been hearing for the past few days that Eritrean military is committing atrocities against Tigrayans. It was being reported by pro-Tigray news sources, not official, unofficial news sources. Tigrayan activists, Tigrayan influencers, they were claiming that Eritrea was playing the role of a spoiler. We were waiting for some official statement, and today Tigray regional government issued its first statement about Eritrean role, Eritrean activities in Tigray after the signing of the peace agreement in Pretoria and then declaration signed in Kenya, Nairobi. What is Tigray regional government saying? Tigray government has leveled some serious allegations against Eritrea. Are these allegations true or false? Let's have a look at the allegations leveled by Tigray regional government against Eritrean government. Firstly, Tigray government says that Eritrean military, Eritrean soldier, Isaias army is the term used by Tigray regional government in its statement today, that Isaias army is committing horrific atrocities in Tigray. People of Tigray are the victims, especially women are the victims of the atrocities being committed by Eritrean army. Secondly, Isaias army, Eritrean military intensified atrocities against Tigrayans after the signing of the agreement. Thirdly, properties are being looted and destroyed. Whatever can be taken to Eritrea is being taken from Tigray to Eritrea, and crops, belongings are being set on fire by Eritrean military in Tigray. Thirdly, killings. Civilians are being killed. They are being kidnapped as well. All types of atrocities are being committed by Eritrean military, claims Tigray. The regional government said that it was hoped after the signing of agreements in Pretoria and Kenya that Ethiopian constitution would be respected and hostilities would stop. But it is not happening on the ground. Rather, Isaias Afwerki is sending more units of army into Tigray. No signs of any withdrawal of Eritrean army from Tigray. Tigray regional government is urging international community to take action. It is naming UN, US, EU, African Union, and Ethiopian government that they must stop Eritrea from committing atrocities in Tigray, and they must make Eritrea withdraw its military from Tigray. Now, firstly, this is now official position of Tigray government that more Eritrean military units are entering Tigray. True or false? But this is now official position of Tigray regional government. It means that no withdrawal is happening. Tigray government is saying more units of Eritrean military are entering Tigray, means no withdrawal, no start of withdrawal of Eritrean military. And on the ground as well, we have not seen any developments confirming the withdrawal of Eritrean army from Tigray. Other allegations leveled by Tigray regional government are very serious ones. Atrocities against civilians, lootings, kidnappings, killings of civilians. These are all very serious allegations. Question is, where is Ethiopian government? The agreement signed in South Africa, in Kenya, the agreements were between Tigray region, Tigray officials and Ethiopian federal government. There was no Eritrea there. Ethiopian government committed that it would ensure respect for Ethiopian constitution. It would ensure that Ethiopia's territorial integrity and sovereignty are respected. That is why Tigray government now wants Ethiopian government to take action against Eritrean troops. Wherever Eritrean military is in Tigray, there is ENDF deployed too. It's not that Eritrean military is deployed in isolation or at a distance from ENDF. No. On all fronts, Aksom, Adwa, Shire, Shiraro, there is joint deployment of EDF and ENDF. So if EDF is committing atrocities, if EDF is involved in lootings, in kidnappings, in civilian killings, where is Ethiopian National Defense Force? Is ENDF a silent spectator, or nothing is happening on the ground? Tigray is making up stories to force Eritrean military out of Tigray. That can only be confirmed by ENDF, because ENDF is there in all the places wherever there is EDF. Now, it's the responsibility of Ethiopian federal government to clarify what is happening on the ground. If more Eritrean military units are entering Tigray, why is it happening? Peace agreement signed, the ceasefire holding, and maybe disarmament could start in coming days. Why is that more Eritrean army units are entering Tigray? By the way, Eritrean military is not under ENDF. On northern fronts, Eritrean generals were leading the offensive into Tigray. ENDF was working under EDF. That is what we learned. So, Eritrean military, Eritrean generals, they are more experienced, seasoned. They were calling the shots, and that offensive launched from the north on Tigray was the game changer. Tigray forces just 2 months ago were close to Waldia. Offensive from Eritrea was launched, and you saw what happened. TDF lost Wollo, North Wollo, then TDF lost southern Tigray, and TDF then agreed to surrender heavy weapons, light weapons in Pretoria. The defense was the offensive launched from Eritrea, which was being launched with the Eritrean army in command, Eritrean generals in command. Now let's see what happens. So far, we can say that Tigray regional government is warning that Eritrea is playing the role of a spoiler. Ethiopian government should take action. Ethiopian government is silent, no statement, no response. We've been coming hours, we could see a statement from Ethiopian federal government. Where is ENDF while EDF is allegedly committing atrocities against Tigrayans? Secondly, viewers, US-Ethiopia relations are improving. Last year, US was threatening to impose sanctions on Ethiopian government. Ethiopian government was accusing US of backing TPLF. Ethiopian government backed a diaspora movement, no more movement against US and Western alleged interference in Ethiopian internal matters, and some sanctions were announced against some Ethiopian individuals, though no names were made public. EU withheld aid for Ethiopia too. Now things seem to be moving in the right direction for Ethiopian government because reportedly PM Abiy has been invited by the US government for a conference due to be held in Washington DC next month. From the 13th of December till the 15th of December, Africa Leaders Summit will be held in Washington DC. Joe Biden government is extending invitations to African leaders. Reportedly, PM Abiy has been invited to. Sisi, Al-Sisi of Egypt, invited as well. Salva Kiir invited other African leaders too. Human rights organizations like Human Rights Watch are protesting. They say that Abiy Ahmed of Ethiopia, Salva Kiir of South Sudan, Al-Sisi of Egypt are accused of war crimes in their country. So they shouldn't have been invited by Joe Biden government, but reportedly the three country leaders are being invited. They've been invited to attend upcoming US Africa Leaders Summit in Washington DC. That just shows that US Ethiopia relations are getting better with every passing day, especially signing of the agreement in Pretoria more than 2 weeks ago was a milestone in improvement of US Ethiopia relations. Ethiopia is hopeful that US would support Ethiopia financially in rescheduling of loan payments, in new loans and grants from World Bank and IMF. And this extending of invitation to PM Abiy from US government is an indication that Ethiopia has managed to improve its ties with the US, and PM Abiy's image on international level is getting better. He was a leader last year who was being accused of committing atrocities, committing war crimes. People were talking about taking him to International Criminal Court, and now he's being invited to attend a summit in the US. Thank you for watching.